Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. It's April 2022 and had an interesting month. Not a very positive month, but I would say an interesting month. So we'll go ahead and jump into our income. So I got paid 3 times in April here, so $11,700. About 2,500 went to taxes, 450-ish went to 401k, and then take-home pay was 8,800. For my wife, same. Hers is going to be the same probably until October, maybe. It's going to be 5,009. I won't go over everything else, but take-home pay 3,800, and then both tenants paid on time, 2,275, and then for this month I got a tax return of $3,296. So pretty decent this month. Gross income 22,000, take home pay almost 16,000. So really good month in terms of hitting our goals. Monthly expenses are probably 2,000, maybe 3,000, not including mortgages and stuff. So we were really able to tuck away a lot of this into savings, which is exactly what we need to do. We need to get closer to that $100,000 mark. So yeah, so that's kind of how this month looked. Only other noteworthy things is a couple weeks ago I applied. They posted the position that I had applied to in January and interviewed in January. They offered me the position at like late January, early February. It was $97,000, a $2,000 pay increase. They posted a new position as a senior manager, which is basically the way I think of it. There's like three main levels of leadership. It's supervisor, manager, director. Supervisor might have like 5 to 10 people. Manager might have 30-ish people, maybe 40 people, and like maybe 2 to 3 teams of supervisors, maybe even 5 supervisors reporting to a manager. And then a director might have 3 managers, like 10 to 15 supervisors, and maybe a team of like 300 people. But basically, you can be a supervisor or a senior supervisor, which is just same thing, same responsibilities, just a higher pay scale. So they posted this position as a senior manager. My director asked me to apply. I don't have a manager right now. I just report straight into a director. So they asked me to apply to the position. I applied. Didn't even really do an interview because I had already done an interview in January. So they offered me the position. The offer was 117,000 versus the 97,000 that I got offered a couple months ago. So I still think it's low. I still think it should be in the 130s to 140s personally. I may, well, I'm not may. I did accept the $117,000 offer, um, which you would think, hooray, that's great news. Now, Human Resources is upset because I am like 6 months, I'm missing like 6 months worth of experience. So the position for senior manager calls for 8 years of pharmaceutical experience. And at this point, I think I'm at 7 years and 6 months. Um, so they're saying I'm not qualified for the position, and so they are trying to rescind the offer, even though I've already accepted the offer and signed the paperwork. And so, yeah, now Human Resources is trying to find out what to do to see if they can rescind the offer. My boss is having a conniption, throwing a fit. It's just, I don't know. I feel like I'm a little, negative, but my experience in working for corporate America just has not been super pleasant, I would say. Every place that I work seems to have just issues, like um, very disorganized. Um, so I don't know. I don't know if they can rescind the offer once I've already signed the paperwork. I think they're going to have to justify it. I'm 6 months short of having the experience. I interviewed with 3 other directors. All of them agreed like this is I absolutely should be the person that takes this role. I'm the most knowledgeable at the area. I have the best reputation. I have the most knowledge of the processes. So they all feel fine about it. It's just Human Resources. There is one box that they have to check that says this person has 8 years of pharmaceutical experience and I have 7.5 years. And so it's funny. I wrote a letter to Human Resources and explaining, back in 2014, 2015, I worked for 3 or 4 years for that pharmaceutical company. And could you please define experience? Is experience working 40 hours per week, or is experience, I worked 40 hours per week for 1 year versus I work 80 hours per week for 1 year? I would think the person that would work 80 hours per week for a year would have a lot more experience than the person that worked 40. So it's hard to, in my mind, like I think I would be able to justify, like, I've worked 60 to 70 hours a week for the past 7 years. I would think that would count for 6 additional months of experience, but it's funny. So even if you have a good person that's fully qualified for the position, if you put the wrong line item on the piece of paper, they're no longer qualified. So there's a little bit of that, and I'll also say, there's a little bit of, like, I would say, ageism, which I don't really think is, like a defined thing, but a lot of times I get like negative stereotyped because I'm 27 years old, almost turning 28 years old. I am by far the youngest supervisor in the company, and I will be the by like probably by 20 years the youngest senior manager in the company. And so I get a lot of negative stereotype, like, what did I do to get this position? Or it's never, nobody ever says like, hey, this person works 70, 80 hours a week, worked super hard to get here. It's always, yeah, it's especially, it seems like, especially with the human resources department. Yeah, I'm not sure what to say. So I'll quit being negative here, but I'm not sure where this will go. I don't know if they'll accept the offer or if they'll make me wait another 6 months for the position or not. So we will see. So that's kind of up in the air, but jumping into net worth here. So for April, all the houses just went up their standard amount in value. I do feel like I am getting, except for the land, these three houses here, the house my wife and I live in, and the two rental properties, I feel are becoming significantly undervalued again compared to what the actual market's doing. Um, so interest rates are definitely heading up at this point, but the housing market has not cooled off like whatsoever. And so there are houses now selling for 390. The same house layout that I have, they're in 390, 395 range, which is that's absolutely insane. Then same thing for house number 5, house number 7. I mean, houses are selling for 185 to 195, and so I probably have a little bit of room there that I should move these up, but I'll see how the market does over the next few months and kind of keep an eye on that before I make the decision. And when I do, or if I do move them up, I will be conservative and leave $10,000 or $15,000 there for closing costs and stuff. Vehicles, another interesting topic this month. I've been seeing in the news and everywhere online that used vehicle prices are just going crazy. Vehicle like 3 to 4 year old model vehicles are actually more expensive now than what they were brand new. And so it is on my list to do for the month of May, to kind of just feel the market out. I would say so. Like the 2015 truck, I'm not a very materialistic person. Like this truck here does not really define me as a person. I would say I don't really care if I drive a truck or if I drive the 2013 Honda Fit. It's a little embarrassing driving the Honda Fit, but like it, I don't really care a whole lot. I don't really like lose sleep over it, and so I have the truck valued at a little over 29,000, and so I'll probably call around 5, 6 different places and kind of see if I could trade this in for something else. Because like new trucks are maybe 45 or 50, and if they gave me 40 for it or 35 for this one, and I have a relative that works for a car manufacturing company, and so we get 10-15% discounts. So he just started there a couple years, so I could probably use his discount, get a new vehicle, and then sell this old one for almost what I paid for it 7 years ago. So we'll see. And I'll get a quote on everything except for the 1946 Chevy. I won't do anything with that. So I will keep that until I'm 90, 100 years old, and probably give it to my great grandson if I have one. So, but yeah, that's going to come next month. We'll see. We'll see what these prices are. If they're anything good, I'll probably cash in and get rid of some vehicles. I just we don't need them. Everything's paid off, and it doesn't really matter to me a whole lot. So investment wise, we just got utterly obliterated this month, down $51,000. Probably the biggest loss. Yes, yes, the biggest loss that I've ever had. So we are setting new records here. In January, it looks like we lost $40,000. So we beat that record, and now we lost $51,000 in a single month. So a little bit depressing, but I would say the market in general is a much better buy now than it was last month. So I didn't do anything. I did not sell anything. I didn't buy. I mean, I guess I bought with my 401ks and stuff, but I did not move any additional money from in one finance. I probably will next month if it stays pretty far down. So lost $5,000 in M1 finance, which I have to say is pretty good. So compare that to the 401k. So I lost $20,000 in my 401k, and it mainly tracks the Nasdaq. It's Fidelity Growth Company. Um, Fidelity Growth Coque, FGCKX. And so it lost 20,000 in a month. So very high like beta stocks, very tech oriented. M1 Finance here, I only lost $5,000. So very much value based, like Coca-Cola, AbbVie. I guess I can pull this up here. But yeah, these companies here. So Apple, Microsoft, more tech oriented. But like Coca-Cola, AT&T, Duke Energy, Clorox, JP Morgan, 3M, none of those companies really got hit like the Nasdaq ones did. So, a lot safer, a lot lower beta stocks, and higher dividend yields. And so that was kind of the whole point of the M1 Finance account. And I'm still up overall. I think I'm up 24% since I opened the account. So. I'm good with it. I feel like I picked really well. The dividends have been coming in every single month too, which has been nice. So, yeah, but yeah, it lost $51,000 in investments this month. So we'll see what it does next month. I'm not going to sell anything. Um, for debts, I just made minimum payments on everything. Nothing special there. It looks like we're paying off about $2,000 a month, just paying minimum payments. Checkings account, this is where we did good this month. We saved about $8,500. And if you remember, we brought home almost 16,000. So once I made land payment, mortgage payments, our house payment, stuff like that, and then our, just standard living expenses, yeah, we cashed in about 8,000. And then I had some minor repairs this month for the rental property. I think I had one plumbing call that I had to make that was like 120 something dollars. So nothing too crazy, but we did not save 1,000 this month. We just saved 800, not quite $800, but decent month overall. So we were at 900,000 last month in March, and we have fallen back below 900,000, well, quite a bit below 900,000. So almost back where we were in January. We're kind of just moving sideways, and really we're moving sideways even though we're making 15 to $20,000 a month. So I think overall things are we're kind of going downhill, and we're kind of at the mercy of the stock market and just the overall economy right now. So yeah, lost $39,000 this month. I'm not really going to change my course a whole lot. Our goals are still pretty much the same. We've got to save up cash and get close to that $200,000 mark, and yeah, be ready to build the house and keep moving on stuff. So I'm getting closer and closer for my permits. I'm also clearing that 4 acres a little bit more. It's all basically cedar trees. I have 11 acres that used to be like a hayfield, and like 20 years ago, the trees grew up, and the owners just let the property go, and so now there's at least 1,000 cedar trees in that 11-acre like section, and then it's 55 acres of just giant trees behind that. So. Um, yeah, I did also find a massive cave on the property, which is pretty cool. So that's also on my bucket list to explore that thing and check that out too. So, yeah, so ending April 2022, net worth is $861,953, and I am $209,000 ahead of my goal pace of becoming a millionaire by the age of 30. So, here in a few days, few weeks. My wife is already 28, and then I will be 28 here very shortly, and so in the month of May. And so it will officially be 10 years of tracking my income, my expenses, my net worth, all that stuff as of next month. and I will be down to 2 years. So I'm pretty confident still that I'm going to hit the goal. We're less than $100,000 unless I get fired from my job and my wife gets fired and the economy collapses. I think I will be able to hit millionaire by 30 years old. So that'll be exciting. I think it's from here. It's just 100% patience. Doing the right thing, not doing anything crazy. We're not really itching to buy a boat or anything, so we're just going to keep doing what we're doing. Hopefully, they give me that new job. That's kind of the biggest thing that I have up in the air right now. So. Um, yeah, so that's about as exciting as it gets for April. So thank you all for watching the video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Next month's videos are on the screen now. And as always, if you have any questions, comments, things that you'd like to see in future videos, just comment them down below. Thanks everybody, and we'll see you in the next video.